Hey guys, it's Torqen here. I'm back with another video for you guys, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how you come back when you're behind as Camille and manage to still carry your games. This season winning lane is very important. People are more aggressive in lane. They're taking Ignite a lot more because they get a free TP, and so it means that it's much easier for Camille, who doesn't actually have that strong of a laning phase post 6, to lose her lane pretty hard if she's not being careful. So you're gonna see here a game in which I inted pretty hard. I lose pretty badly to this Tam Kench, which shouldn't happen because I know how to play this matchup generally, but I do that, and I still managed to come back at the end of it and be one of the biggest contributors to my team's win. So let's hop right into it. So we start with a kill I actually got on Tam Kench to begin with. You see Tam Kench uses his W badly here, and it allows me to just all-in him with my Conqueror. And as I've been advocating for, everybody should be going Conqueror, please, in a lot of matchups. It's very powerful, and it lets me a free kill. Me and Tam Kench then have another fight here, where I feel like I got a bit unlucky with my E timing into his Q timing, but I think it's also something that could have been predicted. I could have probably stopped it, and I could have also waited for my Sheen cooldown to come back before I R'd so that I could get the kill on him. So that was a bit my fault, but that's the first death I have. I then have another fight with him here that doesn't turn out great. I go for a bit of a short trade that he looks to extend, and unfortunately his W lands this time, which puts a lot of damage on me. His Q also lands, fortunately, which I have to then run from. And while I do manage to pretty much salvage this fight, he escapes with just a little bit of health. And unfortunately for me, his support happens to be roaming at this exact time. So she comes in here, completely whiffs her ults, wastes her flash, and while I could have probably still escaped, I chose to see if I could kill Tam Kench, and I get myself killed again. I die again at this point because I'm a bit tilted and I didn't realize that he has Dusk and Dawn completed. So I just walk directly into him, I take a full Q to the face, get ulted, and all my health instantly disappears. And there's a final death that just comes about from me disrespecting him and not playing around how strong he actually is. What is that R range, by the way? He ate me from like several meters away. Alright, so at this point I'm 1-4. The game is pretty much completely out of my hands now. And your mindset at this point shouldn't be to just give up, to just reside under a tower the rest of the game, but you do need to stop the bleeding. So the first thing to do, don't just keep blindly fighting, wherever you're losing. Don't keep going in like an idiot if that's what you're doing, or keep getting ganked. Like, play a bit safer. That's first. At least just stop the bleeding immediately so that you can regain your bearings and get back to what you need to be doing. Then the second thing is, I think many people, when they start losing, they become way too passive, especially in something like Camille, because Camille can feel like crap post 6 until you get your Triforce. And even after that, if you're losing, you still feel like crap, And so a lot of people, they become too passive. You can't afford to become too passive. Becoming too passive is how you cook yourself, okay? If you want to come back into the game, what you need to do is be patient. You need to chill in those side lanes, just get a bit of your farm up, make sure you're not losing levels, right? That is the most important thing here, right? Make sure you're not behind in levels, right? And the main way you do that is by chilling in the side lanes. You're gonna see here, I'm just gonna stay in this side lane for a large amount of the time, while also making sure I don't die again to Tam Kench. So I back up immediately after pushing it just a little bit. I'm not gonna venture to go too far. I don't know where Tam Kench is right now, and if he is anywhere close by, I will die. Luckily for me, I'm pretty sure he's currently bot side, and so it gives me time to actually push in top lane, and this is the kind of situation you're just looking for. You're looking for something, you're looking for the opposing team to just give you something, give you a lifeline, right? You can't force yourself to win, but many times they're gonna in some way. This Torqen shouldn't leave this lane for any reason. He should just stay here and bully me for the rest of the game. make sure I can never come back into the game, never help my team, never do anything. But because he left, I have this time to myself where I can farm in the side lanes and look to gather resources for myself that I can eventually use to then help my team at the exact right time. So the thing about being behind is that your chances are now completely limited. And so your goal is to be ready so that whenever an opportunity shows up on the map, whether it's somebody being out of position or the team having a good fight, you're able to capitalize on it immediately and get something out of it. And like I said here, it's very important that you don't die again, so I'm willing to flash the instant I see LeBlanc come up, because dying again, while I'm not worth much gold, I don't want to keep dying and giving gold to the enemy team. Okay. So here we're about to see pretty much the game-defining play, I would say. I see that my team is fighting the enemy team here, and the enemy team is quite low. They're retreating, they're running away, and as Camille, I know I can catch them, so I immediately TP in, knowing I can get at least 1 or 2 kills here. And you know, obviously I didn't do anything to earn this kill, to earn this fight, but the point is that the enemy team is going to int at some point. They're going to do something they shouldn't do, and your job is to be ready to punish them when it happens. I see again that my Zyra is invading the Nunu, and knowing that the enemy team had to back because they were low, I know that we can take this fight again and look to kill it. And then finally, Tahm Kench joins us, looking to save his teammate, but he's too late, and we managed to kill him as well. Okay, so now this puts me at 4-4, and I am effectively back into the game. But I want you guys to notice how I got here, right? It seems a bit lucky, and it is to a certain degree, in the sense that the enemy team had to play a bit badly to get here. But I also played pretty well. I put pressure in the side lanes, which forced Tahm Kench to go there, along with LeBlanc. That then allowed my team to get a good fight in mid lane, which I was able to TP to, right, and clean up for them. And then that now forced Nunu to look for a fight, maybe to get something back when he shouldn't be looking for a fight. So it was pretty much a cascade in which my actions literally caused the enemy team to int, and that's what you're looking to do, right? Through your pressure on the map, you can cause the enemy team to break down. Now, of course, if the Tahm Kench were smarter, he would have stayed in the side lane a bit longer, and it would be harder for a play like this to happen. But it's all part of the game. The point is that these guys are going to make mistakes, and your job is to find, hey, is this a mistake? Is this something I can exploit? And in most cases, it's going to be that they're not putting proper pressure in the side lanes. They're not, they're not joining their team as much as they probably should. And if you can take advantage of that, then you can have a play like I just did and come back into the game. So again, I'm back to pushing side lanes. I'm back to doing the default Camille thing, which is to stay away from my team for the most part, because we are still losing and I don't want to group with them when I think that we're going to lose. I noticed that this switch here is pushing out this top lane wave, and knowing that he's scared of me, he's not going to want to keep pushing into the lane, so he's likely going to come into this jungle. For that reason, I actually walk up here to see if I can find him, and luckily for me, he walks right past me where I'm able to get a kill onto him. Now, I think this is just something that everybody has to learn, which is just predicting what the enemy team is going to do. That switch has no reason to want to fight me because I'm going to kill him, and so for that reason he can't keep pushing top lane. So what's the next thing he's going to do? Well, he's going to try and go meet his team, which he has to do by walking through the jungle. So getting that kill just gives me a bit extra gold, putting me even further back into the game, and now I'm also able to take this tower if they don't come to stop me, which will give me even more gold. So you just see like how these things keep going and keep going and keep going, and that's what you're looking to do, right? Once you get the ball rolling, usually it doesn't stop as long as you don't get too cocky and forget that you're still technically behind and you can't look to force plays too hard. And so guys, with me being back into the game, it's just normal Camille stuff in here. Push side lanes and look to put pressure on the map. Either look to group with your team after putting pressure inside, or look to take towers, whichever one you can manage to do. And that's going to be pretty much it for the most part. At this point I'm pretty much the same as in any other Camille game. I'm still a bit wary of this Tahm Kench. I don't know if I beat him or not, but So here I'm just going to TP into my team, and now I put pressure in the side lane, and I know that my team is having a fight, so I immediately go in. Tahm Kench starts to CP, but he's a bit late, and he's not able to help his team. Unfortunately for him, the TP just gets him killed, because his team is already dead. From here, I managed to take the bot lane tower while my team is having a fight with the enemy team towards top lane. And with the gold from it, I complete more of my Mortius, and I'm now looking to help my team wherever I can because I am now one of the strongest on my team. I have 7 of my team's kills out of 26 that we have, and I can be the decider in almost any team fight. From here, we have a couple extra fights. We lose a Baron. We get some kills on the enemy team. And you can see that nothing has changed with Tom Kench. He still uses his W pretty stupidly and gets into fights he shouldn't. And finally, we managed to collect the Elder Dragon, and we look to end the game. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's all it really takes to come back in these games in which you lose. It's to be patient. Number 1, stop the bleeding. That's the first thing. Immediately assess what's going wrong. Are you dying to ganks? Are you losing fights? Are you playing mechanically badly? Immediately identify what you're doing wrong and look to stop doing that thing instantly, right? The second thing is then to make sure you keep on putting pressure, right? Whether it's through side lanes, whether it's through towers, however you're doing it, keep putting pressure into the game. Don't just sit under your tower. When you're behind, that's when you need to be the most optimistic and look for those crazy plays, those crazy 1 in 100 plays, right? Because that's when they work best. And third, make sure you look for squishies, look for supports or ADCs that can put you back into the game. That is how you'll be able to get these shutdowns, and that's how you'll be able to come back and finally carry your games. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I hope you guys are able to apply it to your own games, and I hope it helps you come back in some of them as well. Peace.
Precision is the difference between a butcher and a surgeon.